And Steve says this: any chance you at Talk could liaise with the BBC News and provide them with a video clip of the luxury migrant feeding station in the hotel? Though I doubt our nation's broadcaster would show it. Oh yes, I'm sure they wouldn't. Absolutely not. We're going to talk now though to John Pugh, Sefton Lib Dem councillor, a former Southport MP, because it's 1 year today since those terrible events in Southport, which resulted in the brutal killings of 3 little girls and the terrible injuries sustained by several other people. John is with us now to remember that terrible day. John, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Police apparently are trying to be very careful that this doesn't turn into some kind of, kind of hate fest. But I mean, I'm not sure that's really the point of what we're doing here. We're sort of here to remember those 3 little girls, and the 3-minute silence is going to be held, I think, later on today, and flags are going to be lowered on public buildings. I mean, I think there's not much really you can say a year on, is there?
Not a great deal, and the tragedy is what it is. But having spoken to the families and to people who've been more closely involved with events than I have been, there's a need and a desire to get some positive legacy out of this. I know it sounds strange. It was a very dreadful, awful happening that nobody would wish upon anybody or any town. But I think people want to build a legacy and remember that, the very fact that we lost children shows to us really the joy that children can bring. And I think the families that are most immediately affected, those that have had children killed, have all set up independent charities to give children an opportunity to enjoy life, to develop their talents, to develop in ways that the poor kids that were killed never could. And I think that's to some extent going to be the theme of the day. There will be a solemn remembrance, I'm absolutely sure, but people will be looking for a way in which a positive legacy can be generated from these absolutely awful events.
Yeah, because I mean, the inquiry wasn't that long ago, was it, when we heard terrible stories from some of the families of the survivors of the attack?
Yeah, we forget sometimes that there are quite a lot of people affected. I mean, obviously, the families that lost their children are affected the worst, but a lot of people are going to be affected all their lives by these events, and some people will be severely traumatized for a good while to come, I think, and take a while to get over it. And for them, this day is obviously a sensitive time, and that's why there's been arrangements made for people to have a quiet moment, to seek counselling if that's what's required, to get any help. The mental health of the people that live and survive is quite as important.
Yes, absolutely right. And in terms of the way that the town itself has kind of been for the last year, I mean, it can be a terrible kind of pall, I suppose, that hangs over the place. How have the people been generally?
Well, I think people in Southport recognise that, in a sense, the attack had nothing to do with Southport or the social circumstances of Southport. But know that, in a sense, in terms of the international image, if anybody mentions the word Southport now anywhere in the globe, the next word they'll come out with is killing. And that's not an image, association where we're comfortable with, happy with, wish to endure, which is why there's a feeling that we need to make Southport a place where children are welcome, safe, appreciated and loved.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed, and we'll be remembering them, of course, throughout the course of the day today. John Pugh, Sefton Lib Dem councillor, former Southport MP as well. Those 3 little girls murdered, 6-year-old BB King, Elsie Dot Stancombe, who was 7, and Alice De Silva Aguiar, who was just 9, and they've asked for privacy to deal with an extremely painful and personal time, which of course we will give them. But there's also quite a few other families who were very badly affected by what happened on that terrible day.